I just noticed my mic was muted this whole entire time. Hello, fellow Vikings and fellow warriors of Ark. Welcome to another day on Ark Survival Viking Village Edition. As you guys see, we're still on the island. Mostly because Ragnarok has been delayed for quite some time now. We're just doing a meat run until they actually say, hey, we're going to do the update right now. Which I'm hoping they do soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have some exciting news. Oh, I actually just forgot that I did not replace that. Oops. Wait. I'm gonna actually pod this thing up because I do want that trait, and I don't have room in my freaking G-scanner. Which is fine. Okay, as I was saying, for 2 days, we have got notification that it's been delayed for Ragnarok, and for the update for the new map. Or for the Greek map. Sorry, I keep saying new map because it is kind of the newest one. Ragnarok is not going to be the newest one, it's just a remake of the old ones, which all these maps are. Which is still really cool anyway. But pretty much everything is going on, or what everything is going on is pretty much of Wildcard is just saying, hey, we're having troubles. We cannot bring out the map that you want, that fans truly, truly, truly want out right away. And before any of you guys say this is not the map that a lot of people, that some people want, or only some people want, no. About 78% of Ark Survival Ascendant fans want Ragnarok out because it was the map that they started, or it's their favorite map of all. To me, personally, Ragnarok was the very first map, as well as it's my favorite map. I got to do a whole lot of stuff on there, learn a whole lot. I didn't learn more until I got to Gen 2. Then I learned a whole lot more. I got to learn everything about Ark that I didn't even know. Gen 2 was something that I did learn more stuff than I admit, that I can admit to. But, and this is a big but, Ragnarok will always have a special place in my heart because it was one of my favorite maps ever playing on Ark. It was the very first map I played. It was the first time that I saw wyverns. And the very first wyvern that I saw was an ice wyvern. Very first wyvern I flew was an ice wyvern. I was excited, I was happy, and I cannot wait until Ragnarok comes out. And I know there are some people saying, well, Valgaro's going to have a whole lot more ice wyverns and a whole lot more, and has another creature coming out as that you like. Yes and no. Valgaro is one of my favorites, yes. I did not start on that. I did make one base, but I was barely over there. And the only time I was over there was mostly going after ice wyverns, or just seeing how I like the map. At the time, I had no idea what the heck I was doing. But Ragnarok will always have a special place. Mostly because of griffins, ice wyverns, the ice trench. The ice trench is one of my favorite parts. Or not the ice trench, sorry, wyvern trench / wyvern cove, as some people call it. I call it Wyvern Cove. There's also that one area called the Viking Bay. Viking Bay was an amazing spot to get black pearls, as well as certain tools. That whole map will always have a special place because of that. As well as I think it was the second map. No, it was the very first map that was created by an actual modder. A guy who made this modded map, and actually people enjoyed. And Wildcard actually saw this and they go like, hey, give us the rights to actually put your map on official servers. Let other people enjoy it that's on the consoles. And they did. Right off the bat, he said, sure, let's do it. And right when he did it, about 90% of the people that was on the game went straight to Ragnarok. Ragnarok is one of the most favorite maps out there. It's one of the best maps that was created out there. Yes, there are a lot of maps. The map right now that a lot of people are into, and I'm even got into, because it is actually a really good map. And that is the Greek map that starts with the A, starts with an A. I can never pronounce the name, so that's why I say it's called the Greek map. So pretty much that map is one of my other favorites. If I was going through each map and saying which ones are my favorites, I can actually do that right now. And it's mostly all bonded maps. All maps were created by fans of Ark who decided to say, hey, I want to make a map. I want to do this. I want to show how appreciated, how this game brought my community together. And they did, and it is so freaking cool to see. But each map, from top to bottom, actually I would go from bottom to up. My least of my favorites. It is still my favorite. I still like it. I still play it when I was on the old Ark because it was fun. But I barely went over there. Is Valguero. Next, I would say... Oh, what was all the maps actually? Hang on. I'm trying to remember all the maps. I know that was Ragnarok, Crystal Isles, Fjordur, Valguero. I'm thinking there's another one. But going from all is Valguero, then it'll be Fjordur. Fjordur was good, but there were some parts of it that I didn't like. There were parts that I did like going for rock drakes, eggs, as well as going for their food over there, which made it a whole lot more easier than going to freaking, say, go to Aberration and killing Nameless. That was... You weren't there a minute ago! What? Okay, we're gonna kill this thing. But as I was saying, after I kill this thing, I will say exactly what maps that I do like. Yo, we got it. Alright, so going from all the maps, from bottom to top, let's actually do this now. Alright, so my least favorite was Valguero. Yes, it had one of the coolest dinos on there. Was good for boss fights, especially for the dragon, even though they died really quick against the dragon, but it did so well. It did so well, and it was... The Deinonychus was an amazing creature. Lead effect / climbing? Like, come on. It was the perfect mount to explore the map. I used it to explore Crystal Isles when the transfers were open for so much. I was using those non-stop. Finally got top stats on the time, and I was just exploring Crystal Isles. Wasn't good in the water, I can tell you that. Almost got killed by a Megalodon maybe more than once. The other maps, let me see. Got Valguero, which was that I just mentioned. Then we have the other least favorite is Fjordur. Now, Fjordur was also a good map. All the modded maps were good, but they were... Fjordur had one thing that I didn't like, and that was the different realms that you couldn't really fly. You had to get a specific creature to actually able to fly in these areas, because the clearing to these areas, they were caves. Now, I don't mind that there are certain areas that are declared caves, but one big gigantic areas that were declared as caves, and it was just, it made it harder. Doing the boss fights, it was still kind of easy to do. It was still kind of fun. But the other thing, besides that, we got, and this is actually one of my wife's favorite maps, is Lost Island. Yes, it's ahead of Fjordur because it was a good map. I like that map because you can go for ice wyverns non-stop. Ice wyverns over there, it was easy to get. As well, it wasn't as dangerous as trying to go for ice wyverns on Valgero or on Ragnarok, because that snow area would not kill you instantaneously, unlike the snow area in Ragnarok, as well as Valgero, because at the bottom of it, it does have lava. One wrong move, and if you crash and you fall through your wyvern, you're dead. Whatever eggs you have or anything like that are gone. Okay, going from there, the next map, and these are my top two. Yes, Lost Island. Actually, there's 3 new maps. There's 3 other maps actually, because we do have the Greek map. And that is part of on the list as well. These 3 maps, of course, as you know, is Ragnarok, Crystal Isles, and the new Greek map. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys exactly which one that I like out of all at the end. You guys will see in the order. My next map is definitely the Greek map because it is massive. It is exactly like Extinction in a way. You can go for you can go for element, you can go for drops like there is no tomorrow. It is so much easier to get the drops over there, and as well, it's really cool that they based that the person who made the map based it all around Greek. And Wildcard even asked him if it's okay if they can actually purchase the map and make it as a purchase DLC map, and he can get some of the money. Of course, he would say yes because money. As well as he probably wanted people to enjoy his map. The only problem is, it was at the time, it was only 30% complete when it was released. Even though it was only 30%, people still loved it. I even love it. It is such an amazing place. Like, it's an amazing map. It is so massive. Like, it is big. It is a big map. And it's supposed to be getting bigger by today. Hopefully. Unless they delay it again. Did I just... No. I know I have my hand down somewhere. Where is it? Oh, there he is. He's being a little weird today. So definitely the Greek map, especially the op. The op just makes it so cool, where it's like a gigantic Greek goddess, and you can see it throughout the whole entire map. Like, it is really cool to see. Like, it is such a big map. The Wyvern area is definitely different. You can get another creature that I do like, and it was introduced on Lost Islands close to the very end of the actual of the official servers were completely going to shut down. It was at the very end of it, which a lot of people weren't happy about, because what's the point of taming it when we only had maybe 3 months left of the game? None of us could really have fun and experiment with these creatures and see what was good with these. Until they brought out on Ascendant, and then people knew how to do it and how to experiment to see which ones are good and how to make them better. So, we got to the Greek map. Time for the last two. Crystal Isles. Yes, I had to put this as my number 2. And this number 2 slot is actually really good. I like it because I like Crystal Isles because of a few things. One, it's a big list. One, you can get Shyhorns, or you can get Featherlights and Bulldogs and Glowtails from that map. The only one you cannot get is Shyhorns. Actually, no, Bulldogs you can't actually. It's Glowtails and Featherlights, actually. Sorry. That I kind of liked. I also like that you can get Crystal Wyverns, Tropical Bloods, and Embers. I love the Blood ones more. Tropicals are also amazing. They are so good for trying to get the eggs, because once you touch water, boom! Hydration boost. You go faster, deal more damage. They are amazing creatures. The other part is, and this is also on Theater as well as Lost Islands, you can get Basilisk. Basilisk was one of my favorite creatures, and when I heard that we can actually breed them now, I was happy as a clam. You know me, or people who know me know what I would do. I bred them like there is no tomorrow. I still pop them out to breed them and hatch the eggs. And of course, people who know me knows that I am going to go for the colors that I like. That Pyromane still shows up, and I don't know how or why. Alright, so either way, the other creature is Ravagers. Ravagers is also one of my favorites. They're freaking dogs who are freaking vicious as heck. They do a little bit of a bleed effect when they're together. They also do, they also climb onto those zip lines. They will climb on them. Like, they will crawl on them. Like, they will grab on and just go along, which is awesome. It looks so cool. They are amazing creatures. Besides that, there's another creature, and I was excited because it brought me back to when I tamed my very first one on the old Ark. And it was Griffins. Griffins were the first modded creature that I have ever played on with, because it was the very first modded map that I played on. It was the very first map I was on ever. And Griffins were one of my favorite creatures, especially since you can actually tame Gigas, or you can tame while on their back. You can knock out the creatures, which are awesome. They are good for also stealing eggs. They are also good for a lot of things. They are just one of the amazing creatures on the game. There are a lot more other creatures, but that was my top on Crystal Isles. It's also my top on on my last map. That it was my very top favorite, Ragnarok. Of course, you guys figured it out. Ragnarok is my very first map, or one of my favorite maps of all. It was big. It was massive. The only problem I had was doing an artifact cave. I kept dying. I could not succeed. No matter how much I tried to succeed, I kept failing. Which was fine. I had people who knew how to do it, and I asked them to get the artifact in there that I need. They can keep the loot. I didn't really care. I just needed an artifact to do the boss fights at the time. And some of them said yes. Actually, quite a bit of them say yes to do it. But yeah, it's a good map. It was fun, especially going for one of my favorite wyverns of all time, and those are ice wyverns. Ice wyverns are one of the favorite wyverns of all. I just love it that they look like they have a crown on their head. It looks so amazing. At the very start, when Ragnarok first came out, ice wyverns had the same skin as lightning wyverns. This is not a Rex, this is a Karcha. Actual full name is Karcha. I really cannot say that whole name. Holy freaking heck, that's a big name. Karchas are kind of like Gigas. They deal a little bit less damage, but they are a whole lot more better than Gigas. Yes, even better. Mostly because they're even better than Gigas, mostly because they heal themselves. Which my old tribe leader on the old map. Really? What is attacking me? Okay, I don't know what was attacking me or what my Karcha is trying to kill. I think he's trying to eat a bug. Okay, so wait a minute. You don't have a... I grabbed a Hyenodon and it doesn't have a pouch. Well, dang it. I thought you had a saddle, but no. Okay. Athena, what the heck are you doing? Alright. But yeah. My old tribe mate says that Karchas are actually one of the worst gigantic creatures to have. I don't think so. Karchas are good. Like, they are fantastic creatures. One, I don't think he has done legendary drops using nothing but a top stat Karcha that has over 1,000 melee when it hatches. I have, and oh my lord, these things will go through the freaking drop like the waves like there is no tomorrow. And that's not all. Every single time it kills something, it has a buff that heals them. The line where it says 100 right above my hotbar, that whole line, that whole thing, that whole stack would actually boost up heal restorements, pretty much recovery almost, as well as melee. It boosts both of them. And thanks to it being imprinted to me with 100%, its resistance to by 30%, as well as does more damage by 30%. This creature is amazing. I have asked one of my friends if I can borrow their, or get a Giga Egg that has the same amount of melee, and they said they don't even have one. The only close one they have is at, what was the melee that they said it was? 800 at birth. That was the highest melee they have gotten. And I'm like, wow, only 800? Which was pretty cool, but also, what the actual heck. But since I can't really test it, I did test this one way, and this was on Old Arc. I tested it because they didn't change much in this arc or the other arc. They just changed how it looked as well as the engine. Like, it runs a whole lot smoother. Of course, me coming near this base is actually bugging me out. Alright, so pretty much I summoned 2 Gigas and 2 Karchas. Bred them, raised the offspring of both, and put their best saddles on. I got one of those dummies that you can actually see how much damage it does. The only difference is Karchas only do 2% less damage. With the Gigas, they do 2% more damage, but they also have the bleed effect. Come on, let me move. Thank you. Oh my lord, this base is so dang laggy to come by. Why do these guys have to build so close? Oh my lord. Alright, so either way, throughout the whole thing with Arc and all that, or with the whole thing with the Gigas and Karchas, yes, Gigas do a little bit more damage, mostly because of their bleed effects. Mostly because of their bleed effect. If they didn't have the bleed effect, they would be exactly the same as Karchas. But Karchas have been even more because of their healing. And sorry, I'd rather have a big gigantic creature that has a healing factor instead of a damage feature. Because then it stays alive more. But also, the thing about Gigas is they get enraged. If they take enough damage, they'll go enraged and they will attack anything around them, including you. Which is annoying. But, either way, these two creatures are amazing. So I don't know if the update for this thing is going to be coming up today or not. It is getting really, really buggy, and my Hyenodon is getting attacked by Therathino. Go away. I see it coming after it. It's like, no, I'm gonna stop that now. Thank you. These guys have been on this. These guys have been here so long, and they don't talk to anyone. Like, I've never seen these guys pop on and say hello or anything like that. Ah, there you are. But yeah, I would like to know what everybody's other favorite maps are. Mostly the modded ones. Or non-modded ones. Even the actual official art creation maps, which there are quite a bit that a lot of people do like. Me personally, I like a lot of the modded maps because it's the actual people who enjoy playing Ark that actually do make these maps and go all out. And it also makes us creators who are on this can actually do certain projects. Like, I have heard certain people actually doing certain projects on certain maps, on doing their own little TV series or anything like that. Which is actually kind of cool. I am bugging the heck out. What the heck? Oh, I'll buy these guys space. Which these guys have barely came on. What the heck? I think they're getting ready for Ragnarok coming out, maybe. I don't know. Oh. Right. Besides looking at those base, besides looking at their base, yeah, let me know what your guys' favorite maps are, your favorite, your favorite creatures as well. I will be doing a whole entire recording of which creatures were my favorites. That means I'll have to go on Old Ark as well as be on here, because there's only a few creatures that are modded creatures that are specifically for this. Which is fine. But let me know what your guys' favorite creatures are in the comments. And I'm not going to be streaming much longer. I am going to be getting off pretty soon and try to rest before I have to go to work. I am not feeling 100%, but I am going to see how I am. But yeah, guys, I do have something that I do want to add, And this is actually one of the things that is actually kind of cool, as well as kind of interesting. It's something to do with one of the... Oh, what was it? Oh yeah, it was about one of the maps, or one of the things that I've been hearing. There's a map that is coming out. There's an actual ARC map coming out next, I think it was like next 4 months, 5 months. I am not 100% sure, but it was supposed to come out at the same time as Ragnarok came out, and this map was supposed to be kind of like another official map that, like, it's an art creation map. It's a wildcard creation map. It's based off of the dark side of Extinction. Pretty much, it kind of follows a story where one of the characters actually goes out of the barrier of the red lights. If some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, the red lights in Extinction, if you go past them, you die. It is not fun when that happens. But it is kind of funny. Let's put that in there. I kind of figure where I can't hardly move. Alright. Why did they go up those stairs? What are you doing, you weirdo? Also, what does that say? It's at total max right now. Awesome! That means we get a whole lot more metal, or a whole lot more experience, and a whole lot more freaking element. Frick yeah! Alright. Oh, come on. Come on, Hyenodons. Get in here. There we go. Car's just good there. Alright. Of course, you guys probably think it's boring doing this. I am gonna get off for now. I will be doing another stream probably tomorrow, or probably Friday. I'm not too sure. We'll see how it goes. As always, game on, have fun, friends, family. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.